Welcome to the first edition of Ask the Superintendent. We asked you to send your questions in, and you did. Now, some of those questions have made it as part of this episode, the very first episode. Dr. Henson is here. He has said that he will answer your questions, so here we go with question number 1. A lot of questions about the budget from a lot of different people. This one is from Ann. She specifically wants to know about teachers' jobs, and specifically how many teaching jobs will be needed to be cut to make budget.
That's a great question. We're still trying to figure out the answer to that question. We have 3 sources of funding: federal level, state level, and local level. We think the federal level of funding is going to be stable. We believe our local level, which is in relation to assessed valuation, it's going to be stable as well. The state financial picture we're still trying to figure out. We know we're going to have a significant reduction in state funding next year. How much is that funding? Is it $2 million? Is it $10 million? That's still yet to be determined. We have offered an early retirement incentive for our employees who want to go ahead and retire early. We've offered a financial incentive to those employees as well. How many teachers' jobs will be saved depends upon how many actually take the early retirement incentive. Our goal is not to have any non-renewals of teachers for financial reasons. We hope to accomplish this entire process through the early retirement incentive. Again, the state financial picture is ever changing, and so once the state really gives us a number that we can put in our budget, that's when we'll really know where we are financially as a school district.
2 quick questions based on that. You say that the local budget is stable, but that's stable but down, right?
Well, it's stable for this coming school year. Unfortunately, we're down $3.6 million this year as a result in a reduction in local assessed valuation. That is a reduction every single year. And so it's stable in that regard, but overall, yes, it is a reduction of $3.6 million.
And when you talk about the number that needs to be cut, it's more a financial number than a set number of teaching positions?
There is not a set number of teaching positions that need to be eliminated. It's really a financial number.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we're talking about an overall financial situation that does have an impact on the lives of people. But no, there is not a number of teaching positions that need to be eliminated.
So it's based on how many teachers take advantage of the early retirement, and then I guess how much those teachers make.
That is correct, and also the ever-changing state financial picture, the information that we continue to receive from them, which changes almost daily.
Okay, we're going on to number 2. This is from Sam. He wants to know how these cuts are possible when voters just passed an $85 million bond issue.
We are very fortunate that the voters of the Independent School District passed an $85 million bond issue in November. The statute is very, very specific. A general obligation bond issue may not be spent on operational cost. It may not be spent on salaries. It is for the addition, acquisition, construction, furnishing, and renovation of buildings specifically. And so the benefit, however, as a result of this bond issue, we did pay off about $2 million in lease purchases. That helps save $2 million worth of jobs this upcoming fiscal year. But we cannot take all of that money and apply it toward our operational cost or toward teacher salaries. However, the great news, $2 million worth of jobs are protected as a result of the passage of the bond issue.
So that $2 million is something that is able to be put into the budget, into the operations budget.
That $2 million, we paid off lease purchases, and so that saves that amount of money out of the operational budget.
Okay. Katie, teacher at Nowlin. She wants to know if, because of the growing numbers in Western Independence, if Nowlin Middle School has the capacity to handle the growth that will eventually reach the middle school.
Yeah. We are thrilled with the increase in student enrollment in Western Independence and Sugar Creek as a result of the annexation. We continue to see families move into our community, and that's very exciting. We do anticipate that Nowlin and Van Horn both have the capacity for a number of years to handle the increased enrollment in our student population.
Moving on to the next one, Deandra wants to know if we are still having summer school.
We are still having summer school. The regular school year is over on June the 2nd, and so we are still planning on having summer school. There has been some discussion at the state level that they would eliminate funding for summer school. We do not anticipate that happening from what we know right now. Certainly 2012 will watch it with great interest, but right now we're planning on having summer school in the Independent School District.
So if something does come down from the legislature that means that we will not have summer school, we'll let people know.
We'll let people know as soon as we know the answer, but right now we're being told by the state to plan on having summer school.
Okay, time for the final question. This one is from Taylor. I'm guessing that Taylor is student, but I can't promise that. Taylor wants to know, Dr. Hinson, if you have any pets.
Yes, I have dogs and I have cats. And so my two dogs, Harley and Missy, they like to jog with me. They like to be on the outside and really have a good time. I enjoy my pets immensely. My cats, well, they're my cats or my wife's cats. I'm not quite sure which, but of course we love them all, and I am a huge fan of having pets.
So you're not coming down on the prefer dog or prefer cat side?
Well, of course, I would never do that, but I probably spend more time with my dogs than I do with the cats.
All right, okay, just take that for what it's worth.
Because, you know, dogs do rule.
Okay, so there you have it. Okay, well, I guess that's it for this edition of Ask the Superintendent. Thank you so much for sending in your questions. Sorry for those of you who sent in questions that we weren't able to get to this time, but you can go ahead and resubmit those, and there's a chance they'll get on next time. We love the new questions, so keep them coming. We'll see you next time on the next edition of Ask the Superintendent.